Four. Okay, I don't need to share. All right. Well, let me crank off, open this up, Mike. I'm just gonna read a little bit of this. We got a big, huge bio guy. This is impressive. So beginnings. After a short time of working as a bartender, Mike first began his real estate career serving clients throughout Southwest Michigan in 2001. With his steadfast work ethic, impressive marketing strategies, and drive to exceed expectations, he quickly excelled in his new career path and established himself as one of the area's top producing agents. Over the coming years, Michael continued climbing the ranks as a local real estate expert in 2009 when he broke all boundaries, closing 183 transactions in 1 year with the help of just one assistant. That's mind-boggling. First of all, right there, buddy. After 9 years of honing his skills as an independent agent, Michael founded the Perna Team in 2010 and began his new venture as business owner and team leader. As the founder, CEO, and visionary of the Perna Team, a residential real estate firm based on the in the metro Detroit area, Michael has created one of the top producing and fastest growing real estate companies in the Midwest. The Perna Team vision and scalable design are founded on three core values: have fun, help people, make money. The development of their branding and ultimate home marketing plan, Michael has created a model for the Perma Team that gets homes sold fast and for top dollar while providing a 10 plus experience for their clients. This experience has been well received, shown through the repeat business and number of referrals from previous clients who have appreciated the exemplary service they were provided and dedication in which the team's agents handled their needs. Last thing, since the launch of his team and now with over 9,000 transactions under his belt, Michael and the Perna team have grown to nearly 100 skilled agents and have consistently been ranked in the top three teams in the Michigan area for a number of families served, sales volume, and agent income for the past several years running. First of all, man, that is extremely impressive. We've got a few more people in here real quick.
Dude,
Well,
that sounds
man,
great.
from the
Good
beginning,
job.
Yeah.
you're
No,
both
you
like,
good job.
wow, we
I
haven't read
wrote the
that in a
bio.
while.
I
You
don't know
guys,
who wrote that, but they did. Nice job.
Hey, man. Shout out to the bio writer.
Yeah.
well, hey, man, let's start off right now. Appreciate both you guys jumping on here. Tim, let me also give you access to let some people in here, brother, real quick, in case they come in. 10 more. Make co-host. All right, here we go. So, guys, thank you for that. For you guys just both jumping on. I could have gone. You had a lot of stuff on that bio, but why don't we start right now? What else would you guys, first of all, like for us to know about you, the team, anything beyond what I just read there? And what I'd like to do is just have you guys take us through the process of what it was like up to the point where you got approached about EXP. Because right now, this is awesome for me and everybody listening. Again, we don't know how you guys were approached, why you joined. So maybe tell us anything else you want to know about you and your team, and then take us up to that day when you guys were approached and how that happened and why you came over.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to say anything about the team? What you got?
No, I think there's a real competitive advantage. I'm proud of it. That we recruit so much that we like it's almost like you start to develop, you start to see these trends before they happen.
Hmm.
And so my guess is all the things that you all are experiencing as agents, we experience 100 times over. And so in getting people up and running and things like that, it just kind of allows us to crystal ball things a little bit sometimes, although we're not perfect, but it's just a lot of reps. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah.
We,
Share with me
No,
this right now, just for me to everybody get a visual picture. So you guys have been here how long? How long you been at EXP?
it's about 30 months.
yeah, two and a
November
half, two and a
15th.
half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
November 15th, 2.5 years
Okay,
ago.
closing in on 3 years. And when you
Yeah.
first came over and brought the Peanut team, how big was the team that you brought with you?
We were about 80 at the time. Yeah.
Okay.
No, we were
75. Or
bigger.
no, we were bigger, weren't we?
When we first came over, we were like 110, and then that first spring we grew to 130. And right
So,
now we carry about 95. So we're actually a little bit larger at that time.
Yeah.
and when you guys came over, you mind me asking, did everybody come with you? Your
Oh
entire
yeah. Yeah. Everybody with the exception of one agent.
One agent left. Yeah.
Yep. So
Wow.
when and you had asked the question when I was first approached. The very, very first time I was approached was I was in California for some conference. I don't remember which one, but Dan Beard reached out and was like, "Hey man, you want to grab dinner?" I'm like, "No," because he had just moved from Keller to EXP,
Yeah.
and I think EXP had like they had just hit 3,000 agents at the time or 4,000 agents. It was like it was below five. I know
Back
that.
probably like 2017, maybe.
maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. I mean, he had literally moved over 2 weeks previous to that.
Okay.
So then he like cajoled me into it. So we went ahead and got dinner, and it was myself, a couple other guys, whatever, that were in the room at the table, and he did a extremely bad job trying to explain the value proposition because he didn't know it yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Which of course, I mean, clearly that's different today. I mean, look at, where his growth has gone, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Um, him and Kyle. And it was painful, man. I gotta say it was painful. But he did the job. He stayed in contact through the years, and it took about 5 years, and well, here we are.
Did you have other agents approaching you over those 5 years, or was it just Dan?
Yeah, there were a couple others, not a lot, but like for the most part, people just assumed that I was the Keller Williams guy and I was never gonna move.
Yeah.
Which I think people have that assumption about a lot of agents in their markets or outside their markets. Like I literally saw my Facebook feed yesterday that an agent that I know that I have a personal relationship with in Colorado, she moved, literally just moved. I was like, oh my God, forgot she was in the business even. I was like, shoot, that should have been mine. I have the relationship. If I had just done the follow-up or just reached out and tried to offer value or provide value, but I didn't.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
on me.
I got you. So you've been here for 30 months. So let's go back to you come over with your, what did you say, to 80 to 100 plus agents that moved over here with you. What did it look like that initial year? Did everybody just jump into production? Did you guys immediately start to go into attraction? What happened that first year?
So we for us it was business as usual. So and what I mean by that is like we literally like we had our all team meeting. We took everybody to the office. We got them all over on the EXP, and then the next day we woke up and just started selling real estate again, just like we did the day before.
Okay.
Like no change.
And and I don't know if you didn't really share with me what was the main thing. Obviously, 5 years went by. Yeah, the bad approach 5 years earlier. What
Yeah.
was it that finally pulled you guys over? Did you just start to meet a bunch of other agents? What was it that really pulled you this way?
Yeah, it was two things. It was first one, the cap at 4,000 was significantly like less than half of KW. And over 80 agents, that is a tremendous savings for my entire team and all the members, right? That was number one. Number two, and again, just lack of opportunity, right? So like EXP has opportunity nationwide, whereas some of the more traditional brokerages do not. Right.
Yeah,
Like I was at Coldwell Banker when I first started my career. I could recruit somebody to a Coldwell Banker office in, I don't know, Tahoe, but it wouldn't do anything.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
there's no benefit to it, right? There's not a lot of benefit to helping other agents grow in non-rev share brokerages.
yeah, yeah. Agree. So then, did your other agents start to attract as well, or how did you guys jump into the attraction part?
Yeah, so we had a full-time recruiter at the time. I think Lori had been with us for about a year.
Yep.
Yeah, probably about there.
That was your purpose for hiring her, just to have her
Yep.
full-time recruit?
Yep, a full-time recruit. And then Austin also does 50% time recruit, 50% with the agents, give or take a little bit. And then now I'm back on recruiting appointments myself. So I'm having the right, we pivoted recently and we're going after more experienced agents as opposed to new agents. So our bread and butter through COVID was running a bunch of Indeed ads, getting a whole bunch of people into business, into real estate, and then getting them up and running, right?
Yeah,
But the
yeah,
quality of the candidate that has been coming off Indeed for us at least has gone down significantly as the job market recovered. So
hmm,
now we're pivoting over to agents where, like, I mean, you guys know how it is, right? Like we at our high water mark, we were at 7.8 million home sales in the United States. We were a hair under 4 million last year. That's a 45% cut in home sales, 45% cut in number of paychecks available. So I'm seeing a lot of good agents that were doing 5, 6, 7, 8 million in 21, 22 just drop off the map completely. And so now we're going after experienced agents that we can get up and running quickly because they have the skill set. They just don't have the lead generation behind them. They don't have, basically the lead generation, for
yeah,
lack of a better.
It's a great pattern to notice, man. Like if you look 2 years ago, 3 years ago, there's a lot of agents that did 15, and then the next year they did like 7, and then last year they did 2.
Yep.
And so those are people that are prime for a conversation. And so we've leaned into that, and we've made the designation of someone that's done 15 or more lifetime transactions, because if they've done 15 or more lifetime transactions, well, like they know how to turn in an EMD, they know how to like do a basic transaction, which is a lot of that becomes a time suck getting someone up and running. So that's been a
yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt. Yeah, you don't have to hold their hand, teach them how to do a transaction.
Yeah, yeah. So typically our runway was 4 to 5 months to get somebody their first deal when they were a new agent. Well, it's 3 months sometimes.
Yeah.
And then, we just brought back somebody who was on the team for 2 years, went to see if she could do it as an individual agent. Did had a really bad go of it over the last 18 months. We brought her back, and the first 4 weeks she penned 2 deals.
So break down right now. So you've got you're obviously traditional team, and then you've
Hmm.
got a rev share group. How do
Hmm.
those both play out right now? I know you got a big, large team, so they're on a 4,000 cap. How many with
Yep.
the team versus the group?
So of the 250 in the downline right now, about 90 are on the team, give or take a little bit. Almost 100% of the team is on the downline. There are a few stragglers out there that were already with the XP that approached and said, "Hey, we want to be on the team," or we approached them because they weren't making it. And then the rest of them are frankly people that we had, for the most part, primarily brought into the team. It didn't work for them on the team level, but it works for them to be with the XP. And then there's one specific one where he spun off and now he's got a 15, 18 agent team. And then we've been supporting him as we go as well.
So let's go to the point where you're track. I know we got about 15, 20 minutes, kind of getting to the meat and potatoes. So anybody here that's looking to attract, maybe you guys have some nuggets you can give them. So walk us through what is your approach? Do you guys bring together a certain list of clients and a certain, prospects in a certain area? How do you go about finding the agents? And then what does that approach look like?
Yeah. So, hey, you want to take that one?
No, I'd say it's probably a three-pronged approach, right? So we're
Yeah.
still running and looking for new agents. We're looking for people that are, a little more experienced, maybe not, maybe been in the
We're
business a
supposed
year
to
or
get rain
two.
on Friday.
You might, I don't know. And then get an umbrella. I encourage it. And then like people that have been around a little bit, and so we don't have to deal with it. It's kind of the three-pronged approach.
Yeah. And then the software we're using right now is called Courted, Courted.
Yeah.
And that's how we're identifying people whose
Okay.
businesses have dropped off.
Very interesting.
Um,
Yep.
yeah, I know some of you guys are probably familiar with it, but we're literally using that. Like right now I've got a recruiting appointment for an existing agent that's on my calendar for 2 o'clock today. I haven't run him through Courted yet, but I would wager a guess that Yep. I would wager a guess that his business has probably dropped 50% or more over the last couple of years, which is why he's now open to a team conversation or open to that move conversation versus, nope, I'm all good. Like when money is raining down out of the sky. Like in 2020, if you look at agent movement, it was actually fairly low. Like in the second half of 2020 and the first half of 2021, right? Because money was raining down out of the sky during COVID. But now I think there are a lot of people that are prone today that we could not have a conversation with 3 years ago. And then the other conversations that I'm having is, frankly, just anything I could do to add value to somebody in that conversation. Like whatever they're struggling with, see if I could solve a problem for them. I find that the more value I add into these relationships with other agents and other co-ops, the easier the recruiting conversation becomes.
I got you. So using Corded right now, how long you been using that?
About 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we started looking at about 6 months ago. There might be a few individuals on the team. Everybody remembers if you haven't seen Corded, yeah, and phenomenal software that goes out there and really helps identify every going back even what 2, 3, 4 years what the production was. All that's why you're able to kind of narrow down who you want to call on. You guys go after nationwide. I mean, do you focus in a certain area? How do you go out and find these agents, and what part of the U.S. are you focusing on?
Yeah. And right now, especially, we're focused more in Metro Detroit and on the team. So team first, that's our core recruiting function that we're looking to fill up. Um, if we get past our recruiting goals for the team, which are very hefty right now, and we're Austin and I are driving at some very big targets, then we'll recruit for outside the team. So we've got a couple of guys on the hook for outside the team that are 15, $20 million producers like Fred or whatnot that we'll probably get them over time. But predominantly our target is like this quarter, our target, well, last quarter, we're actually sitting and doing our quarterly goal planning right now. But last quarter, our target was recruiting 60 agents to the team, and we hit 52.
Wow. Okay, that
Yeah.
is
And that's a
impressive.
mix. So we were looking for 25 part-timers, 25 people that were new or new-ish, and then 10 that were we call experienced agents, agents that had done 15 deals plus.
I got you. So the agents you're identifying there in the Detroit area, do you, I'd imagine, do you open it up and let them say, okay, give them the choice. Do they want to join the team? Do they want to join the group? How do you guys decipher between that? You just let them decide and kind of lay it out there for them, or what do you do?
A little bit. Right now, we're driving more towards the team than anything else. I think I got to get the team up to a minimum 125 agents by the end of the year to see any sort of growth. So that's what we're really, really driving to. So the team kind of fuels and powers everything, including agent attraction, because having the big name helps, right? So at this moment, we're really hyper focused on getting the numbers up team wise. And then again, if we hit gold, then I'll start recruiting other people outside of that. Yeah.
And you mind me, what chunk of the day or of the week do you guys spend recruiting hour wise, if you broke it down?
It's the number one thing we think about.
Yeah.
Ours are not. It's like, you know what I mean? The brain space of
Oh yeah.
things.
It never
Number
leaves your
one,
mind. So this is a massive focus for you guys right now. What does it look like by the end of the year? What's the goal here for you guys?
125 agents on the team and getting the rev share group up above 300.
Above
So
three.
small move on the rev share group,
yeah.
big move on the team itself.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll gross 200
this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First of all,
And then
congrats.
to answer the other question a little bit, like I spend about 15 hours a week on recruiting itself.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Just that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And touch it
so,
every day. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like, you know,
and are these mainly with that big of a team? Obviously, you guys are doing transactions daily. So is
Yep.
it mainly calling on people you've done a transaction with, or do you sometimes just cold call, or what does that look like?
We haven't even gotten to the people that we've done the transactions with because we've got enough leads in there recruiting wise. I mean, even just from courted and people that, reach out and they want to talk to us about coming to one of our events or like things like that, that we honestly, we haven't had the space for it. Even with a full-time recruiter working 40 hours a week, plus Austin and I's 30 hours a week, we just haven't gotten there. Although we should get there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you've been using
By the way,
Court.
what's the lay of the land on this call? Are you guys trying to attract to teams? Or are you trying to attract to your rev share downline?
Yeah.
Will you just throw it in chat?
Probably mainly, yeah, you guys can put it on there. I'd imagine mainly rev share downline. I don't know if anybody in here Tim still has a team, but I don't think he's looking to grow his team any further. I don't know if anybody
Yeah,
else
it's
have
rev share.
a team?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That helps with the rest of the
That does
conversation.
help, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Um,
And so by extension, then the people on this call, you guys are interested. How do I get into a relationship with? How do I convince them to come over? And then how do I build this thing? Am I
yeah,
defining that right? Am I defining the problem right? Or the
I'd say
challenge?
that's
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay.
That's perfect. Yeah. So is there anything, well, first, let me ask you about Corded because I'm not personally use it. I saw the
Yeah.
demo, impressive. Has it made a huge difference for you guys here in the last 90 days?
For me, it really has. Like for me, going using it when I'm on the appointment, I now know who I'm talking to. I know how many years they've been in the business, how many different brokerages they've been with, how many units they've done historically. Is their business trending up? Is it trending down? Like, who am I having a conversation with? It's really helped with that. As far as digging out data, which is more what Lori does on the team, she's the recruiter. We probably haven't dived into it as far as we should. That's another thing I put on the list. But it really helps her again determine, hey, should I really be going after this person, or did they double their business 2 years ago, double it again last year? They're on track to double it again. They're not even going to want to have a conversation. They're just too busy right now, right? And there are a couple agents like that where they're like, I'm just too busy. And when you look them up, they are too busy. Or you look them up and it's like, bro, you did 2 deals last quarter. How are you busy? Like
Yeah.
what is key with define busy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I know what conversation to have.
Yeah, I would say you love the data.
I love it.
Mike is at the point where he's just taking a meeting. He's
Yeah.
coming into close.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so he loves to have that data.
Yep.
The team that I lead, so like and I come in and close as well. I close actually without the data. I don't think it matters as much. And then my team, we're less in the data.
Mhm.
For us, the primary purpose of it is I can pull really great lists to call.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. So by the time they hit his desk, we've
Yeah.
all, we got, you're meeting with what, 3 to 5 people a week.
Yep.
We've got 300 phone calls in to get him the 3 to 5 on his calendar that week. And so if I were looking at it as I want to grow my rev share line and how do I use Corded, I would use it because you can sort by a bunch of stuff. Where did they do transactions? How many transactions did they do? What's their decline year over year? What's their increase? So I use it more to pull targeted lists that I know I can swoop in and actually drive a conversation with.
Yeah. And
Right.
I'm trying to remember, how much is that per month again? I'm trying to remember what the
It's
cost was.
300 per month and then 200 for every additional seat.
Okay.
So right now I'm paying for 500 a month for myself and one additional seat, which is actually kind of funny because the additional seat that I have is for the title company so that she can recruit people to come and use our title company.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
Because why
Okay.
not?
Yeah,
Why not
well,
use, why not? I mean, hey, if I can't get them for the rev share, I'll get them for title. If I can't get them for title, I'll get them somewhere else.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
anybody on here got questions for these guys? They got about another 8 minutes. They have to jump. We got a real busy day, but anybody, Tim, Chuck, you guys got a question?
Yeah, what's your cold call script then? If you're using corded for outbound cold reach, what's that sound like?
That's
yeah,
you, man.
that's me.
That's
Okay.
him all day long.
Uh, Hey, is this Tim? Will you go on, be the agent, Tim? Let's
Sorry,
go.
sorry, I'm muted.
Hey, morning. Is this Tim?
Yes, it is.
What's up, Tim? Good morning to you. This is Austin Pottist. I run the Perna Team, the real estate company. How are you, man? How's business?
Oh, it's a little crazy. Last 2 years have been painful.
Really? What's been going on?
Just lead quality's gone way down, and you know the story with inventory and interest rates. It's just been harder than normal.
It's kind of fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah,
Man, I've ran into a lot of agents. I don't know if this is you, but I've ran into a lot of agents where like, God, it was like 3 years ago we were shooting fish in a barrel, and now it's like with the interest rates and kind of all these headwinds, we're not making as much money. Is that right?
yeah, that's right. And I don't know about you. I've been in this business almost a quarter of a century, and the last 2 years was worse than the '07, '08, '09 recession that we went through. I don't know. I grew like gangbusters through that because I was able to pivot, but didn't have that opportunity this past couple of years. Just too much craziness, election and interest rates are, you know, I don't know how high they are compared to the last 30 years, but they're up there.
Yeah, it's wild. Hey, are you familiar with the Perna Team, by the way, Tim?
No,
By the way,
never.
I'm going to hang out and have a personal conversation with him that doesn't involve business or asking for appointment for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit there and just shoot the shit with Tim. As it turns out, real estate agents love to talk about themselves. So ask them about themselves. As it turns out, real estate agents also can be, a little insecure. So if you can prop them up and give them a platform to talk about themselves, they'll sit there and talk to you for 10, 15 minutes. And they'll just start giving you the nuggets of what they need. Does that make sense? They'll give me the closing line. Tim already gave me a little bit of an in. Tim gave me, I've been in the business 25 years. This is harder than '07, '08. Uh, I'm getting a bunch of objections to interest rates. I'm not making as much money. Like Tim has revealed some major pain points for me on this call, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so fast forward when I ask for the appointment, I'll just go, hey, have you heard of us before? Hey man, we do like 900 transactions here locally, and I'm always, you want to get together and maybe we can help each other out, and I mean, if I could give you some ideas that would help you make more money, would you be open to it? And maybe you could give me some stuff that you've seen over the last 25 years.
I don't know. I mean, your numbers are certainly impressive, but I have a team. I'm not really interested in closing down my team, joining another team.
Oh, Tim, sorry. Oh my God. First of all, I'm not going to bite you. Second of all, I, I, look, it makes sense for professionals that are running teams to get together and network. Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Well, let's get a coffee. You don't do all that crazy pumpkin spice stuff, do you? You just get a regular coffee, or what do you normally drink?
White mocha if I'm out buying fancy coffee.
Oh, you're
Otherwise,
fancy. All right. Well, I'm going to buy you a $7 coffee, Tim. When do you want to meet? What's your calendar look like?
Thursday at 7.
Cool. Bang, bang. All I'm looking to do is get into a relationship with him and create some business intimacy. Right? Like just like any other relationship that you have in your life, the more you see a person, the better friends you begin. And then as you start to get in a relationship with people, you start to attract people.
Yeah.
So previous to running the team, look, we could close to the team very easily and get an appointment to the team easily. Before I ran the team, I ran a 360 agent Keller Williams office that we recruited 152 every year. And so it was basically like recruiting to EXP. And the only thing I cared about with my team is how many people did you meet with every month? That's it. I don't care about how many did you bring on. I don't care about what our conversion percentage is. I don't care any of that. Because look, if you meet with people, you're going to have some just fall in your lap. And you're going to have some people that no matter what you say to them, hey, I'll give you a free cap and I'll bake you a pizza every day of your life. They're not going to move. And so
Yeah.
whatever, let's not beat ourselves up about that. And what I found is no matter what, about 1 out of 5 moved. Right. So all I cared about was meet 5 new people. And I knew I was going to get 1 out of it. And that's all I tracked is how many meetings we had. You're either going to get the person or you're going to get better, or you're going to create somebody that you can follow up with.
Your best year at the market center, how many individual agents did you recruit? Full-time, part-time, all of it, cappers, all of it.
160.
Okay. And then out of the 160, about how many appointments were you averaging per week with your team?
So it was myself,
Yep.
an assistant team leader, and then I made my broker go on appointments. I made my front desk go on appointments. I would say about 60 to 70 appointments a month.
60 to 70 appointments a month. So let's call it 65 appointments. That's 780 appointments to net 90. So about an 11% close rate. So if you go on 5 appointments a week, that's it. Just have coffee every single day with an agent. You're going to increase your downline by 26 for the year minimum.
Yeah. And I'd say that's probably true here. I'd say for every 5 agents I visit with and talk to, end up joining within 60, 90 days.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I love
By the
it.
way, guys, I could sell ice to an Eskimo. I could talk my way out of Mexican prison. I don't even speak Spanish. But recruiting is not that. It's not a conversion game. It's a get into relationship and help people game.
Yep.
It's not a closer's game. There's a moment, but even then when you're closing, you just bring somebody else get the third part. We almost always bring in a third voice.
Yep.
So like, hey, Mike, I need you to just close this one down. Or he'll call me like, hey, I met with this guy. I need you to help close it down. And then it's almost like we good cop, bad cop them,
Yeah. Out of the, just like curiosity, out of the 65-ish appointments on individual agent recruiting, what percentage of those you think were like repeat appointments where you met with them a second, third, fourth, fifth time? Probably half.
Half, yeah.
Yeah.
Half, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not just one coffee and then you're done and you wait for them to call you back.
Oh my God.
It's you got to have another meeting and then another meeting and then another meeting with a lot of these guys.
A $5 million producer, that's it. So $5 million, by the way, in our market is like 20 closings, maybe a little less.
I gotcha.
But there's just not a lot of them in any market. There's not a lot of people floating around at 20 closings, right?
You guys do like local events and stuff also as well, invite
No,
people to events and
we didn't do a ton of it.
Yeah. Well, at the market center side, no. On the team side, we do a quarterly all-team event. So every quarter we go off-site with our team, and then we try to pack that thing in with as many potential recruits as possible. Like my goal is always 15, and we usually get fairly close to it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, dude, don't overthink it. If you're the type of person that likes to throw parties, well, just throw more parties and invite more people. Just meet more people.
Yeah.
If you're the type of person that doesn't do well with parties, just call them up and get them to a coffee or take them out to lunch. Like, don't overthink it. Meet with more people. That's it.
And then you guys gotta jump here in a minute. In the midst of those coffees that you're having, you're asking them questions, getting to know them. I'd imagine it pretty much just turns around where they end up asking you about you guys and EXP. Is that how you kind of let it just sort of happen during the midst of that conversation?
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. Like at some point in time, they're going to ask us a question, then that opens the door for a broader conversation.
Now, being
Not
you met
on-
for
yeah, go ahead.
being you met for coffee, will you do the presentation right then, or will you be like, hey, I just want to get to kind of know,
No.
set another appointment? How do you?
No, I want to know your wife's name. I want to know your kid's name. I want to know where you're from. I want to know where you went to school. I want to know who you're rooting for if it's not the Lions, because it should be the Lions. I want to know, all of that stuff. And I'll just be candid, like Austin and I are very, very different when we're on appointment. My appointments will fill the space it needs to fill. In other words, I'll be there 2.5 hours. I'll be there as long as it takes. I don't care. Same thing with listing appointments back in the day, right? Like I will literally sit on a listing appointment until they either sign the paperwork or they tell me to get the F out of their house. Those are the two options.
Gotcha.
Right. And I don't see recruiting as any different. Like I'll just sit there for 2 hours. I don't care.
First of all, you guys, thank you. I know we're here at the half hour. You guys needed to jump. We sincerely appreciate you guys jumping on here with us. You guys want me to send the recording over to you when I have it?
That'd be wonderful. Thank you.
Cool. Well, guys, thank you, man. Congrats on your success. Sincerely appreciate it. Hope you guys close out an incredible 2025, and I'll get the video sent over to you. I appreciate everybody jumping on today. Let's make it an awesome week, and hope to see you guys on the Zooms here over the next few days. So thanks, gentlemen. Appreciate it, man. Have a blessed day.
Sir.
Meet with more people.
Meet with more people.
Meet with more people.
Thank you.
Meet with more people.
Thanks, gang. Appreciate it.